Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrappers. So today I am back with my December haul video. I had to remember what month. I guess I should have just looked down. I did quite a few layouts this month. I have some sprinkled in that I've done off camera, so I'll kind of mention which ones those are. There are some pieces that you might not have seen, like the stitching on camera that I kind of take inside and stitch and then bring back outside. So I'll kind of point that out as well. But we're going to get started here. This one here is from Disney Springs a couple of years ago at this point. I used Make It Merry by Simple Stories. I used a black background, which is not something that I normally do, but I kind of had this idea to stitch a Mickey head, and I thought white would just really pop. And so I used a black background, used just a pattern paper here, a scallop border, which is super teeny, like you can't really see it behind there, but it's scalloped, and then just a couple of clusters along with my title at the top. And you can see I haven't done my journaling yet, but my journaling will go here, and I plan on doing that in white, so you'll be able to see that. So yeah, just kind of did a cluster of photos and then embellished just a few spots. This one here I did on camera. Little Boys Have Big Adventures, I think is what it's called, along with some products from my stash. So I actually pieced this together. These are all scrap pieces of paper that I use. So I had to piece it together so it was 12 by 12, and then used a scrap piece of that same red to go across the middle. This star paper was already cut as well. And then I just added my photos as a diagonal and just kind of used the open spaces for some clusters. This one here is for the Erica Rose Creates design team using the cloudy background. That's not glued on there. Cloudy background cut file. And I paired it with the Where To Next collection from Vicki Boutin for a couple of spring photos here. And then just really kind of layered some of the clusters, title up at the top on that open cloud, and then shakers, and then the stripe paper to back those. This one I did off camera. I like this concept where you kind of just have your photos, but then you have a shape. I think it was Paper Wizard, is that the right brand that I got at Great Lakes Mega Meet? I did a layout there where they did circles, and I thought that was a great idea. So I switched it up and did squares and used that for my embellishing, and really kept my photos wide open besides my title at the top. So a good way to use embellishments as well. This one here I actually used for a Cherry on Top weekly sketch challenge this month. However, funny enough, I created this one before the sketch even came out. It just matched that sketch perfectly. So really used up my stash for all of this. I have some old Felicity Jane, some old Maggie Holmes, Scrap and Happy Studio, Pink Fresh. I don't even know where the black and white polka dot came from. The heart is from Bella Boulevard. Lots and lots of products from my stash. I obviously had the theme. I decided to go with the Purdue Boilermakers colors. As much as it pains me being a Spartan, my cousin's daughter is going to Purdue, and that's what this is documenting. So I figured I would oblige and, use the Boilermaker colors. But that is this layout. This one here, I think I have a sketch. Where did that go? I did this one here in collaboration with Scrappy Jenny K. I thought I had a sketch for this one. That's because it's on the back side. So this one here, I had sketched out for us to create with. So what we did is we both used Hearth and Holiday and the same sketch, and each came up with a different layout. So this is part one, and there are videos on both of our channels for that. I will document up here Loved using these floral clusters. I obviously have to trim this one, and then brought in this Christmas from my stash. This is one of my favorites. I really like the color scheme and the photos for this layout. And then part 2 was a 2-page layout using Make It Merry. I had lots of photos. Mine looks a little bit different because when I sketch it out, I don't do it based on the same scale. So my photos actually go all the way across the pages, but we will try. Oh my goodness, these are just all askew just because there's so many pieces that get caught. I'll try to straighten them out a little bit. All right, so this is actually last Christmas. We had absolutely no snow, which is a completely different story this year. But it was fun. We got to spend a little bit of time outside. The kids just, I don't know. I don't think we had to beg them inside to come inside to open presents, to be quite honest. They just played so well together on the trampoline. And then we had a drone and took a family photo. We did the saran wrap ball, and then kind of did a present exchange with the little kids. So that's the photos. Enough with that, I guess. We're here for scrapbooking. But I have the black and kind of, I think it's holly, design paper. And then I have the red kind of to accent it. I have my title like the sketch, and then a small cluster up here. I initially thought I would use my journaling strips to journal over here, but I found this little journaling card that I really like, so I added that instead, and just added around it to make a cluster, and then a larger cluster at the top there as well. So really good layout to get a bunch of photos on 2 pages. This is what I was thinking I had. So this one here was a cherry on top sketch challenge. So this was kind of like the sketch. I just jotted it down real quick, and this is what I came up with. So a very special ornament. My sister got it the year my grandma passed, and the next year when I put it on the tree, I kind of had forgotten about it, and was very pleasantly surprised. So she goes front and center on the tree every year since then. So just kept it a circular design with the same paper I bordered my layout, cut out some trees, and I just felt like the top needed something with my title. So I fussy cut one of the flowers out and added that. And then here is kind of my journaling. I used a journaling card and then fussy cut another flower just to kind of elongate that layout. To me, it's a little plain. I kind of wish I had another strip of paper across, but I think I'll leave it how it is. I think I want, I feel like we scrapbook the photos, and sometimes maybe embellishing or the layout kind of gets in the way of the photo. So I think with this one, I'm going to leave it as is. So my photo is definitely my focus, and I don't add too much. Another one I did off camera. So this one here, I just lined up the photos top to bottom, did pop this middle one up on foam tape, and I matted it twice. Added some embellishments down here, and then I don't know, initially I had my big title up here, which I really like, but felt like I needed something at the bottom, so I added a couple of tags at the bottom, and I will journal down here a little bit, and that just filled in that space really nicely. This one is a process video. The Great Escape collection from Coco Vanilla Studios. This one came together pretty quickly too because I used scraps again, I believe. So wanted to kind of separate, I guess, this pattern paper from the green background paper I used. So I used the darker green tree paper, and initially I was just going to leave the green background, but then I really like the striped paper. I love this stripe. I love the colors. So I added that kind of and used the green as a border then. And then using the striped paper also allowed me to kind of bring in more colors. I am very much, I don't like adding colors that aren't really in my embellishments or papers. I like them to be alike, I guess. So adding the stripe paper just kind of allowed me to use, I felt like, more embellishments, and that's why, for me at least, I used it. This one here was also a cherry on top sketch challenge. This one actually might have been at the end of November. There was one that I did very last minute and had already done the layout share. So this one might have been November, but I used one of Vicki Boutin's background papers. So that was already done for me. And then just used embellishments, the larger embellishments. I think there was a tag in the sketch already, so I found one of those in the stickers, added a large floral sticker, and kind of added some of the smaller stickers around the tag. Found a good layering piece for kind of behind my photo and up kind of the edge. And then because there was a butterfly, I decided to add a couple of more to the top there. This one was really fun to create. So this is Bella Boulevard Let's Scrapbook, and then the cutouts as well, which if you have not used, I highly suggest checking them out. Check out this process video. I'll try to link it above right here so you can check it out, because I kind of explain how Bella Boulevard makes it easy to back the cut files. I love the process, and it's so much less frustrating than when I try to do it myself. So I documented my first design team here. I will journal at the top up there. And then it was just a great layout to use all sorts of the pieces, the embellishment pieces. So I just lined them up and just had a lot of fun with this layout. This one here, do I love it? No. Is it recorded? Yes. That's how we're going about this one. And I used a new product, Inner Creativity. I used one of their acrylic pieces. So that was really fun to use something new. Part of me has this inkling to chop a chunk off the bottom and add a patterned paper at the top to make it 12 by 12. I just feel like it's so towards the top that it needs to come down a little bit. So I don't know. Are you with me? Do I chop the bottom and maybe add a strip of this pattern stripe to the top? Let me know what you think. Let me know if I do it, how wide, maybe half an inch, and then half an inch. Let me know. Otherwise, I just did 2 clusters here. Just a very, very simple layout. All right, I've got 2 layouts that I finally completed from Allison Davis's class at She Loves Color. I took these inside because it was a lot of stitching, and so I worked on stitching while watching TV at night. So this was really fun. Just strips of the 6x8 paper, and then just a lot of stitching on each of the little strips. 2 smaller photos, and then a journaling little spot at the top. So very easy to recreate. This here too, I really love a border. So I think this layout would really benefit by having a border. So maybe that's something I will do. Maybe I'll just keep it the same and just put it in the album. But I really like how maybe that even that blue on the outside paper, that would be a great border for this. It'd be really easy to do after the fact too. Just add, cut maybe 1/4 or 1/2 inch off each of the sides. But I thought this one was adorable. I do wish, and I really tried hard when I took these photos to get the shadows not so much. That's the only thing I dislike, but the photos of these two, it's my cousin's daughter. They just get along so well. They are just over a year apart, I think. But we had such a fun beach day with them. This is the next one. So again, working with 6x8, more strips of paper. I actually did the stitching at She Loves Color. The base page with the stitching is all I got done in the entire, 2.5, 3 hour class. But that's okay, because I wanted to make sure that I focused on the stitching, and it is something that I brought home and I have done on several layouts already. So that was my focus. So if you go to She Loves Color and you're new, just know you probably are not going to complete the entire project in the time allotted, and that's okay. It was fun to come home and continue it and to embellish. I like to embellish based on my photos. So this one here, I found a photo from the summer. I made my kids try Dippin' Dots because they had never had them. And growing up, I don't know, when we went to, I remember like a church youth group of a huge function. You know, you're in those arenas and they sell them, and it was always such a big treat. So they had them at a state park, and so I had them try it. So what will go here is journaling. She had, I think, typed out journaling. So we'll see what I kind of come up with the journaling there. But that's what will go in this spot. This was for a cherry on top sketch challenge for December, and I believe it was supposed to go this way if I remember correctly, but my photos worked better this way. I used the acetate, which I am so excited about. I never really used it until She Loves Color, so I ended up buying this, and what I need to get better about is cutting it. If anybody has any tips, apparently I don't press hard enough to keep it in place. That is what I have found has been my issue. So really easy, strip down the back, bigger strip across to kind of map my photos. The guys making memories is really my title. And then the sketch didn't really have any other embellishment clusters, but I just felt like the top needed something. So I just threw together a embellishment cluster at the top there, and just love the way that one looks. Love the Teen Vibes Carson collection so much. This one here, I used a Simple Pages kit from Simple Stories, and good news, I saw on a cherry on top the new Winnie the Pooh collection. It's not even out yet, but the pre-order is up, and Simple Stories is bringing back the page kits, at least for that collection. So that was very exciting. If you're not familiar, it is a no-cut kit. So all of these were already cut for me, or like a embellishment sheet. So all you have to do is you need tape. You would need scissors if you wanted to mat your photos. I didn't on this one. But it's good if you're beginning, if you're traveling. Doing this in the car would be so easy. Or if you're just in a rut. Sometimes I just turn to these when I don't know what to create, but I want to be in my she shed. And that's kind of what this one was. I didn't follow that layout to a T. I think this was supposed to be journaling, but instead I went into my stash of the same collection and found a cut apart. I added some little puffy stickers. Those are from my stash as well. So it's just really nice if you have the collection, just to kind of add your own twist to it, switch it up a little bit. But yeah, this one came together really easy because I kind of followed the layout. It was supposed to be 2 pages. I just cut it down to 1. This is a 2-page layout. And I don't believe if you watched the process video, you saw the stitching yet. So this is the layout finished with the stitching. I used a light blue. So my backs are so messy with all the washi tape, but I really love the way the stitching adds to it. And I'm so glad that I've kind of stuck with it. So just kind of added some strips down the outside to bring in more colors. These are actually strips of paper because I only had scrap piece. And then just some larger embellishments that I had. This is Candid Moments from Close to My Heart. So of course, you know, it's not available anymore, but I used some Picture My Life cards. So I actually fussy cut the camera. This is a Picture My Life card, and the Love is a Picture My Life card. So that was good to use those up. Okay, this one is one of my absolute favorites from the month. This is using, I think it's just called the Poinsettia Wreath from Erica Rose Creates. So this is for the design team. And as I mentioned before, I get very frustrated backing my cut files. So I have been trying to come up with ways to make it so I don't have to back them, or very minimally have to back them. So what I did with this one, I cut the wreath apart and separated it, kind of laid it out, and then just blended some ink behind the flowers or the leaves here. So, I don't know, very easy. I blended it, then I added some water, took the water up, and then added splatters to it. And just really like the way that that looked. I did add some pattern paper kind of across the middle. This was a great kind of base for my larger title up top, and then just a couple of smaller clusters there. But just, I love the way that this one looks. And if you have been following me, you know I don't do a bunch of mixed media, but this one was really fun to create. Okay, I say that was one of my favorites, but this one is one of my favorites too. And this one, Scrapbook Customs, this soccer paper is available at scrapbook.com. I did look after the fact, and this same paper is available. I combined lots of different products for this one. Made a giant shaker pocket, added some Scrap and Happy Studio flares, some metal soccer balls from Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and then the sequins from Not Just for Boys Kit Club as well. An acrylic title from Bella Boulevard, and then added my photo behind the hexagon, right? 1, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Hexagon. So just cut out a couple of those to kind of make the focus. So really a simple layout-ish. You know, there's some good elements. I wish I could, I don't know, I have a team photo. So now if I do like a 2-page or a page to accent this one, then that will only have one photo on it too. So that was kind of the bummer, but I knew immediately when I saw this paper, when I bought it, what I wanted to do with it. So I needed a 5x7 photo, and I had that printed already. So that's what I used. So very, very simple embellishment wise, but I think the shaker pocket is so fun. And lastly, so I just got done creating this one. I'm not gonna lie, with the holidays and the snow and the cold, I don't get out to the she shed very often. So I have yet to finish this one because I'm gonna stitch on this one. So if you did not catch my Black Friday haul, you probably didn't hear the exciting news. My sister is pregnant, and it's a little girl. So I am ecstatic. Like, I don't know how to use pink, you guys. Not this much pink. So I really set out to use all of the pinks. The majority, I guess the papers are, it's here. I should grab it and not make a mess. Oh, what is it called? It's American Crafts. Let's see if I can't. And of course, the one I pulled out didn't have, oh, the zip strips. Oh, no. Kept those too. Hey, girl, maybe? Everything's going to come flying down if I keep looking. So I guess we'll, maybe American Crafts, Hey Girl. But the embellishments are, oh my goodness. Oh, guess what? I found the zip strips. Hey, little girl. And the embellishments are Our Baby Girl from Echo Park. So, papers, Hello Little Girl, American Crafts, and embellishments, Our Baby Girl, Echo Park. So, I kind of scrap lifted myself. I liked layout I did, kind of using circles, and so I did that. I think I'll do some journaling here. So, I don't want to share too much, but they struggled to get pregnant, so I have been praying and praying for this baby for years, and so it's just, this baby's an answered prayer, and there's just journaling I think I want to do, so I might just add journaling down in this space, so that's why it's white. So yeah, I am very excited. I plan on stitching around the outside, I guess the inside of the outside of all of the circles here. What color, I'm not sure yet, but that is my plan. I will take it inside again to stitch because it's warmer inside, quite frankly. But come January, what you can expect, one, I will be inside, so the lighting and the table and all of that will look a little bit different. And two, if you didn't catch the Black Friday haul video, I plan on making her, my sister, a 6x8 album. I have a Doodlebug album that I bought, and so I'm going to be kind of dabbling in that. So I will try to record some of that process. I cheated a little bit and I got like instructions for a mini album from Artsy Albums. Tracy Penrod, if you don't know her, definitely check her out. She's got so many cute albums. And some of them you can just get the instructions. So I got that, which I don't want to record the pages I do based on her instructions. So it'll be a little bit of everything. Plus, if I can motivate myself to start it, I bought a mini album for my son to document his birthday Disney trip. So I also bought instructions because it's just not something I'm 100% comfortable with. It's new to me. I did it at She Loves Color, but that's the only time I've done it. So it's just new. I wanted some instructions that I could go look at to get ideas. And so there might be a mix of mini albums, maybe baby, maybe Disney. There definitely be 12 by 12 though. That is definitely my go-to. So lots of new things come January. I think that is going to be my motto. This year I decided to put myself out there a little bit more. Apply for more design teams, and I am on the Erica Rose Creates design team now. Submit more of my layouts to magazines, and I've been in a couple, so I'm just trying to push myself and get myself out there into the scrapbook world. She Loves Color was amazing too. I am not a social person, but She Loves Color and being around all of those like-minded people made me social. And I'm very thankful for that. I made so many friends that I am still in contact with and cannot wait to see them again. So I don't know. It was just a year, this past year, of pushing myself to get out there in the scrapbook world and community, and I am so thankful that I did, because yeah, I've made so many wonderful memories because of it. So this year we're trying new things, new projects. That is what we're doing. We're going to try. Whether we fail or succeed, we're still pushing ourselves, expanding our horizons, and that's really truly what matters. That's a bunch of babbling. Thank you for sticking around if you're still here. But that's what you can kind of expect come January. So I'm excited for the new year and to see what that entails. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout share, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.